Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Sirupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Sarivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakandvidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prijavano Sade Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Shivadadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Nama Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kolau Nasteva Gatyaranyata Madhuram Marudebhyopi Mangalebhyopi Mangalam Pavanam Pavanebhyopi Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Madhuram Madhurebhyopi Mangalebhyopi Mangalam Pavanam Pavanebhyopi Hare Namaheva Kevalam Jaiti Jaiti Namananda Rupam Murare Viramita Nirjadar Madhyana Pujati Hattam Kattamapi Sakridatam Muktinam Paranamritam Ekanam Jivanam Bhushanam Me Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare A reading from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Eastern section, second wave. So, text number 219. in the last verses. So worship of Tulsi Devi has been described, which is very auspicious. Service to the scriptures. So that means the Vedic literatures. Serving means hearing the scriptures or reading the scriptures. Even sometimes the scriptures are worshipped just like the deities, offering artik to the scriptures. Just like many times after Bhagavad Gita, there's artik performed of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And just like puja is performed for the deities, sometimes at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, puja is performed, Panchopachar puja, offering chandan, flowers, incense, ghee lamp, and some bhoga, naivedya, some fruit, sweets, and so on. Because the book Bhagavat is not different from the Supreme Lord, Srimad Bhagavatam. The Srimad Bhagavatam is considered to be no different from Krishna, Krishna Sarup. First and second canto are considered to be the lotus feet of the Lord. The 10th canto is considered to be the lotus face of the Lord. And so on. 11th, the forehead, 12th, the top of the head. And so Srimad Bhagavatam, that has been quoted, Sarva Vedanta Saram Hi. Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all the Vedic literatures. And then serving Matra and other holy places. So that means residing in a holy place. Hearing, glorifying the holy place, remembering the holy place. And so on. Service to the Vaishnavas has been explained. And usually it is explained that first we should worship the Vaishnavas, serve the Vaishnavas, then we can approach Krishna. Even it is mentioned by Lord Shiva to Parvati Devi, Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnur Aradhanam Param Tasmat Paratam Devi Tadyanam Samarchanam. Even more important in the beginning stage is to worship the devotees of the Lord. That is more important than worshipping Vishnu, Krishna in the beginning. So therefore before Krishna Puja is Guru Puja. So that has been glorified in the last verses. Serving the Vaishnavas. Especially serving the Vaishnavas who are more advanced, the pure devotees. Krishna also tells to Arjuna, Adi Purana, Yeve bhakta jana partas name bhaktas chate janaha. Mad bhaktanam chate bhaktas teme bhakta tamamataha. Those who claim to be my devotees are not my devotees. Those who are devotees of my devotees, I consider them to be my best devotees. So, of course, sometimes people asking, so you're a devotee of, some Indians also, you're devotees of whom? Then we say we're devotees of Krishna. But then, more specifically, we identify ourselves as the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. Gopi Bhattu Bhargava, Das, Das, Anudas. Text number 19. Yavanti Bhagavad Bhakter Angani Katitaniha Prayastavanti Tad Bhakta Bhakterapi Buddha Viduhu. All the angas of bhakti described in relation to the Lord are also angas in relation to the devotees of the Lord. This is the conclusion of the wise. So basically there are 64 angas of devotional service, limbs of devotional service. What is the first? First limb of devotional service? Savanam? No? First limb of devotional service? Priya? You know, first limb of devotional service?
First?
Limb of devotional service. The first.
Desire.
Desire? Okay. Huh?
Surrender.
Surrender?
Faith.
Faith? No. Faith in what?
Surrender.
Shraddha in what?
That is Krishna.
Huh? In Krishna. Then maybe there's Shraddha, but that is Lokik Shraddha. First comes Gurupad Ashray. Gurupad Ashray, taking shelter of the spiritual master. Then actually we can have really faith. In the beginning, some Shraddha may be there for the Lord, Lokik Shraddha. Somebody may say, yes, I worship Krishna, I believe in Krishna. But that is known as Lokik Shraddha. That is material faith. That may change. Little problem and then the faith is gone. But if you take shelter of Guru, Guru Padashray, the representative of the Lord, then what will develop? Paramatik Shraddha. Because the spiritual master, the advanced devotee, will guide us, will help us on the path of devotional service. He will give instructions how to serve the Lord, how to chant the holy names. He will give the meaning of the different verses of the scriptures. So just like Prabhupada in the Bhagavad Gita, Shrimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he translated the verses from Sanskrit into English, Anuvad, translation, and then he gave purport, Tatparya. It's explaining, because otherwise we may not understand. And so we should hear the meaning of the advanced devotees, otherwise we may be misguided. Just like so many editions out there of the Bhagavad Gita by different persons. Even now in India you can get. Even in my time, in my youth, I was in Switzerland. I was reading many books. I was interested in reading many books. From philosophers, even from the West. Some philosophers were there. I was reading books, trying to understand the goal of life, what is the purpose of life. Reading books from Chinese philosophers, or some famous philosophers also. And then I was reading Bhagavad Gita, and maybe three copies of Bhagavad Gita by three different kinds of persons, not from our society. And I was reading this Bhagavad Gita, but I did not understand much. And even it is known now here, Vivekananda, he was giving his understanding of Bhagavad Gita. So, and one commentator was saying we should surrender to not to the person Krishna, but to the spirit within Krishna, the personal aspect of the absolute truth. So impersonalists, so they have their philosophy, their understanding. So, but we have to hear the Bhagavad Gita, the scriptures from the devotees who are pure devotees of the Lord, advanced devotees of the Lord. And then we can understand the meaning of the verse, the proper meaning. So therefore Prabhupada or the Acharyas have given the purports, like here also, Jiva Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Prabhupada, they've given an explanation of the verses so we can understand properly. Otherwise it will be difficult to understand. So the first, so after we take shelter of the Spiritual Master, then we will have the proper understanding, and then the faith towards the Lord that becomes more strong, and it becomes, spiritually becomes transcendental, paramartik shraddha. But even there in the beginning, when we take shelter of Guru also, so the faith is not yet strong. It is komal shraddha, soft. So but by engaging in devotional service under the guidance of the Spiritual Master, then it becomes more strong. And the more one is purified, the more the faith is strong. And it is unbreakable. And then the humility will also become in the beginning, the humility is also not ripe. It is kacha. It is not ripe, unripe, kacha. Like mango, kacha mango, unripe mango. Still you can use the unripe mango also. You can make some chutney, right? You're making chutney sometimes in the mango you made? Sometimes. Yeah. You can make different things. So with the unripe. And it's okay. It's good for health. It is cooling in the summer. So you can make a juice also with the pulp of the unripe mango, and it's supposed to be cooling. Otherwise the mango is actually heating. So the unripe mango is good also. Has some use, but it is unripe, kacha. So similarly, but then when the mango is ripe, then it becomes tastier. And you can make amras, nectar. Amras, you're making sometimes amras in the summer? Mango season. You making? You making? You making amras? And that is tasty. And so you can just eat like this. You make amras, or you can do different things. So mango shake, or you can make a cake with, or mango sundae, or different things. Mango sweet rice, or it is this mango rice. Mango lassi, mango, what is this? Mango biryani. You ever tasted? You made? Yeah, she made a few times. You also know how to make? It's very tasty. So when the mango is ripe, it is more sweet, and you can make more things than with the kacha mango. So similarly, devotee in the beginning, so humility is there a little bit in the beginning, but it is kacha, dainatva, humility, which is okay, it's nice, and even the kacha devotee is useful also. But if the devotee is ripe, pakka, then that is more nice. When the ripe humility is there. And paripakva dainatva, very ripe. So, humility. So that is the pure devotee. So he's realized. He's on the spiritual platform, free from the modes of material nature, and then the true humility will be there. And also with surrender in beginning, it is partial surrender. But then only in purified state one is able to really surrender. So Sharanagati, surrender to Krishna. So therefore, yes, so consideration is there, we surrender to Krishna. And so going to Mangalatik and following morning program, maybe evening program also. Okay, this devotee surrendered. But if he is not highly advanced, then the surrender is partial, because the mind is there, and the mind in the conditioned state is under the modes of material nature, and the body also. And so then the surrender is not complete, this is partial surrender. Going to Mangalatik, but then thinking, okay, I have to get a new iPhone, or I have to get a new sari. So instead of glorifying Krishna. So therefore here also it is explained that the angas of bhakti in relation to the Lord are also angas in relation to devotees of the Lord. So, and usually it starts so with the devotees of the Lord. So just like surrender. Ashray, Sharanagati. So we take shelter with the devotee. And then we learn how to take shelter of Krishna. So different limbs are there. Sadvidam Sharanagati. Sadvidam, sixfold process of surrender. Anyone remember the verse? Goptritvevaranam tata atma nikshepta karpanya. No, Sadvinam Sharanagati. Piti Lakshanam is from Nectar of Instruction. Utsanishaitar, no, that is the other one. The loving exchange, Priti Lakshanam between devotees. Yes, so these are the 6 symptoms. Accept what is favorable and reject what is unfavorable. Having faith that Krishna will protect, that Krishna is the true guardian. And then the process of taking shelter by hearing about the Lord, serving the Lord is there. And then humility has to be there. So ripe humility. So first we take shelter with the spiritual master, we serve him, we hear from him, we ask questions, and then we can understand the things better, and then he will introduce us in the process of deity worship, and then we can worship the deities. And then we can slowly but surely advance and surrender. So without the help of the spiritual master or the advanced devotees, the sadhaka, the practicing devotee, will not know how to correctly worship the deities. So we have to understand it correctly, properly, and do the seva as good as possible. So for this we need to take guidance from the spiritual master, the advanced devotees. And also we hear the glories of the Lord. At the same time we hear the glories of the devotees. So we hear about Krishna, we hear about Ramchandra Bhagavan, their wonderful pastimes. But then it is very important also to hear about how to serve, for example, Ramchandra Bhagavan, how to serve Krishna. For this we have to hear about the devotees of Ram, the devotees of Krishna, how they are serving. So the devotees of Ramchandra are there. Of course, Lakshman is there, and the younger brother, and then Hanuman, the monkeys, but other devotees are there. And so, in the service of Ram, they are understanding that Ramchandra Bhagavan is the Supreme Lord and that they are the servants. So Dasya Bhav is prominent there. Some intimacy is there, loving relationship is there, but there is some awe and reverence also, more than in Vaikuntha Bhav, and there even the awe and reverence is more than in Ayodhya. Ramchandra is more accessible and is reciprocating even more than Vishnu and Narayan. So, just like it is mentioned, Gop Kumar from Brihad Bhagavatamrita, he went to Vaikuntha by performing devotional service, and he wanted to embrace Vishnu, because he had this feeling of a loving relationship with the Lord, friendly relationship. So he saw Vishnu and remembered Krishna, so he wanted to embrace him because he looks a little similar, Vishnu. The complexion is similar. So he was running towards, or going very fast towards Vishnu to embrace him, but then the servants, they stopped him. Hey, what are you doing? But in Braj, and the Brijvasis, they have this very intimate relationship with Krishna. Even the servants, Raktak, Patrak, they have this loving relationship with Krishna. And sometimes, of course, they themselves, they will not dare to want to embrace Krishna. They want to, but they will not come forward, because after all, they are servants. And when Maria Yashoda is there, or Nanda Baba, they will not dare to embrace or to go forward, or not even desiring. But when they are not there, then Krishna himself sometimes is embracing. Raktak or Patrak. Krishna is embracing the cows and the calves. They want to embrace Krishna also, but they cannot. They do mentally, they want to embrace. And they seeing their friends, they also think, oh, we want to embrace Krishna, or we want to be embraced by Krishna. But because of their form, as cow and calf, they cannot embrace Krishna with the body, but mentally, they're thinking. But then Krishna is embracing them, so very intimate relationship. And they don't know that Krishna is Bhagavan by the internal potency Yoga Maya. And then the friends, they're actually embracing Krishna. So that is following the mood of the Brijbasis, Ragatmik Jan, who have deep attachment and love for Krishna. Krishna is their everything, Prananath, the Lord of their life, and then Maria Yashoda. And Prabhupada is explained. So we learn from Prabhupada, he has written in the 10th canto, in the Krishna book, in regards to Maria Yashoda. Anyone interested in Vatsalya Bhav? Vatsalya Bhav towards Krishna? You? No? You? You? Okay, not yet sure, huh? Okay. So what Prabhupada is writing, so anyone who has the feeling of parental affection towards Krishna, like Maria Yashoda, so he should carefully study the mood of Maria Yashoda and how she was worshipping or how she was serving Krishna. Prabhupada is writing in the Bhagavatam, and it is there in Krishna book also. So you should carefully study. So that is following the footsteps of the Brijbasis. And that is explained also in Nectar of Devotion, that is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is indicated in the Bhagavatam, and then the Acharya, they are explaining. So, and then we may understand, if we are fortunate. But not everyone is fortunate to understand. Isn't it? Right? So one must have the adhikar, the qualification, then one may understand. So which comes by good fortune or by, of course, previous impressions or by good association. And we may say good fortune. One may understand. So that is the process. So we hear about the devotees of the Lord. And then we hear about Krishna and his wonderful pastimes. And so we worship the deities, but first we worship the spiritual master. Guru Puja and then Krishna Puja. Guru Puja, Gauranga Puja and then Krishna Puja. So therefore it is explained. All the angas of bhakti described in relation to the Lord are also angas in relation to the devotees of the Lord. This is the conclusion of the wise. Ata yatha vaibhava mahotsavaha yatha padme. Observing festivals according to one's wealth. Illustrated from the Padma Purana. Ya karoti mahapala harer gehe mahotsavam tasyapi bhavati nityam hari loke mahotsavaha. O king, he who performs a festival for the temple of the Lord experiences for eternity a festival in the planet of the Lord. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. It should be a festival for the Lord's temple. Harer Gehe. Of course, it may be at home also. So if one is worshipping the deity very nicely, and in Janmashtami, which is then known as Mahotsav, Maha Utsav. Utsav means a festival, Maha means a great festival. Then, for eternity, he can experience as a festival in the planet of the Lord. So here we are practicing, worshipping the Lord, observing the festivals, and then in purified consciousness, when we are advanced, and already in this world we may experience a festival every day. And Prabhupada is explained. In Vrindavan, every day is a festival. So There's a verse by Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur in Radha Rasa Shodhanidhi. So they are explaining this. Dhyayantam Sikhi Pichi Molim Anishantan Nama Sankirtanam. You know this verse?
I learned long back.
But you forgot. Okay, because if you are not practicing, we forget. Dhyayantam Sikhi Pichi Molim Anishantan Nama Sankirtanam. Tat Charanam Bhujam. Okay. Dhyayantam Sikhi Pichi Molim Anishantan Nama Sankirtanam. Dhyayantam. So we should remember. Sikhi Pichi Molim. So Krishna, who is wearing a peacock feather in his crown or in his turban or in his hair, sometimes only he has a top knot. Puts the hair a little bit up and has a pearl necklace around. So top knot is there. And then he has a peacock feather there. It looks very beautiful. Sometimes in our temple also, Pujari is doing. In the summer, not in the winter. Even for Mahaprabhu it is explained that sometimes he is doing that. Dhyayantam Sikhi Piche Molim Anishantan Nama Sankirtanam. Anisha means, Sakshi means day and night. Tan Nama Sankirtanam. Tan refers to Krishna. Doing Sankirtan of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Touch Charanam Bhajam Paricharyam. Paricharyam is the worship of the Lord, the deity form of the Lord in the beginning, because we cannot see Krishna, we serve the deity. So touch Charanam Bhajam Paricharyam. So worshipping Charan Ambuja. Ambuja. What is Ambuja? Ambuja? You know some Sanskrit? Charan means the lotus feet. No, Charan means the feet. Ambuja. Ambu means water. Ja means born from the water. That is what? A lotus? Okay. You didn't learn Sanskrit in school?
But lotus come from that?
From what?
Kichar.
Yeah, but it's water now. The water is there. Yeah. And maybe kichar water, but but the water is there. Ambuja. So shallow water is not much water there. Lekin pani hona chahiye, has to be water. Ambuja. So it's coming from the water. Yes, of course. The stem is there and then the leaves are there. And there's a speciality also that the water doesn't really stay on the leaf. It will just roll. And you can see even the drops of water sometimes. Ambuja, Charanambuja. So the feet of the Lord are beautiful, just like lotus flowers. Therefore we say lotus feet. They're just like lotus flower. So that is also explained. 8 parts of Krishna, of his body, are just like lotus flowers. The feet, the hand, what else? The navel, the face, lotus face, and the 2 eyes. Or not just, they're like lotus petals actually. So, touch Charanam Bhajam Paricharya. So we should serve the lotus feet. So we serve the Lord, but it is starting from the lotus feet. How? Pushpanjali we do first, the lotus feet of the Lord. But again here, so the angas of, you can see, of the Lord. So that is first to the refers to devotees also. First we offer the lotus feet of the spell master. And we take perfect permission. And then we serve the lotus feet of the Lord. Or we do Artik, or we do Guru Puja. But first we take shelter of the lotus feet of the spiritual master. Tannama mantra varyam. Tam mantra varya japam. Tan mantra, that means tan again refers to Krishna. Mantra varyam. So it is the best mantra. What? Guruve Gaura Chandraya. That's a good mantra, yeah, that's the best mantra. But in regards to Krishna, no, that is Nama Sankirtan. No, that is the Gayatri mantra. That is the best mantra, is the Gayatri mantra. So that refers tam mantra varyam. Even Guru Goste Gostari Susajan Busurgan Swamantra Sri Namni. You remember the verse? Yeah. Swamantra Sri Namni. Yes, so Sri Namni means the Mahamantra. It's also a mantra, the Mahamantra, but it's Krishna Nam. Sri Nam, it is referred to Sri Nam. Krishna Nam. And there's the mantra that refers to the Gayatri mantra. Okay. The Gayatri mantra. You know the Gayatri mantras, right? How many Gayatri you chant? Three Gayatri, okay, good. 3. Okay. And then what else?
In between.
Something else. Okay. Gopa mantra, right? And then Pranam mantra to Guru Gauranga. Okay. 3 Gayatri. Okay. And Brahma Gayatri you also chant or no?
Yeah.
Okay, then it means 4, no? Brahma Gayatri, Guru Gayatri, Gaura Gayatri, and Kam Gayatri. No, it's not Gopal Gayatri, it's Gopal Mantra. Kam Gayatri, the last. Gopal Mantra is a special mantra. And that is, Gopal Gayatri is also there. That is mentioned in the scriptures, Hari Bhakti Vilas. But the Gopal Mantra is a little different. It's almost like the Gayatri, but also about Sambandha Bide Prayojan Gyan, but so it is not, it is like, just like the Gayatri, but it is not the Gayatri. It is a mantra which, on its own merit it is there. Very famous and very powerful and special, the Gopal mantra. Different from Gopal Gayatri, which is there also explained in the scriptures. Okay. So that is there. And the Gopal mantra can also be used as Pranam mantra in the worship of the Lord. Like Guru Pranam and Gauranga Pranam mantra. So that is Swa mantra. So that is the Gayatri mantra. Swa mantra. Navayuvidvandve. Sharane. So taking shelter of the lotus feet of the divine couple. Radha pada dasyam eva param sa radha pada dasyam eva param abhishtam hridadhareyam. So that is most desired thing that I'm holding in my heart. Sri Radha pada dasyam, service to the Lord's feet of Srimati Radharani. So, Sri Radha pada dasyam paramabhishtam hridadairam karitat anugrahena. So, tad anugrahena. So, but tat refers to Krishna again. Anugrahena. Anugraha. What is anugraha? Sanskrit scholars? No, anugraha means also the mercy of the Lord. Parama Adbhut Anurag Utsavaha. Utsav. So then by chanting the holy names, serving the Lord, chanting the Gayatri mantra with the consciousness, we take shelter of also the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Then by the mercy of Krishna, Param Adbhut Anurag Utsavaha. Param Adbhut. Very wonderful Adbhut. Param, most wonderful. Anurag Utsavaha. So we can experience a festival. So and ultimately then, and that is there in the spiritual world, Radha Krishna's pastimes are there, and the gopis, every day is a festival. Every day is so much fun in the spiritual world. And the gopas also, every day they're looking forward. Every day they're getting up in the morning and looking forward to see Krishna in the morning. Sometimes they come to help in the bathing of Krishna, or sometimes they come for breakfast, 1 or 2 friends. Or they come just when Krishna is about to finish his breakfast and they're calling, Krishna, let's go now. And we play. So every day they're looking forward to meet Krishna, every day. So that is a festival. But especially in the gopis also. So seeing Krishna is the perfection for the eyes. So that is a festival for the eyes. You may see also just to be with Krishna also, and then so therefore Prabhupada is explaining. So that is in the spiritual world, but even in this realm, when we are serving with some priti, some loving sentiments with bhakti, then we can experience a festival every day. Right? Yes? Experience every day festival? Yeah? Serving the deities? Or just chanting the holy names? Because Krishna, Krishna Nama are not different. Then you can chant. Every day it should be like a festival, okay? Taking rest, and tomorrow already thinking tomorrow morning. Maybe sometimes the day is a little tough, but then tomorrow morning we'll get up, Mangalatik, and then we chant Hare Krishna. So looking forward for that. And then when we're chanting in purified consciousness with some taste, Nam Ruchi, then it is like a festival. Because you can see Krishna, you can see Krishna's qualities and sometimes Krishna's pastimes or something. According to the degree of one's purity, the more one is pure, the more one can see Krishna, and then Krishna's qualities and Krishna's associates and Krishna's pastimes. And then so while you chant, and we can pray also that we can be absorbed. Mantra upasana. So upasana, worship, mantra. You can chant Hare Krishna, and then you pray to Guru Garanga, and then just when we do puja, so we chant some mantras, right? When you glorify the Lord, when you do, would you chant some mantra?
Yes,
What mantra? For Krishna, what mantra you chant?
Starting
From?
Hey Krishna Karuna, then Jayatam Sudhata
Okay, good.
Sambandha Vide, and prayer, then different mantras, Kasturi,
Tilakam lalata patale vaksastali kaustavam. So when you're chanting also then, you can also do that. You're chanting and hearing, and then the mind is there, but not to think of anything or to think of garbage, you think of Krishna. Or you can in your mind, Kasturi Tilakam, Hare Krishna, in your mind, Kasturi Tilakam lalata patale. And you offer to Krishna. You're chanting and you're addressing Krishna now. Amani namanana Krishna nama sadalebe, Braje Radha Krishna seva manise karibe. So in a humble state of mind, being respectful, then we take Krishna Nam. With Krishna Nama Labe. With taking Krishna Nam means we're chanting Hare Krishna. That means taking Krishna Nam. And then Braje, Radha Krishna Sevai, Braja Radha Krishna Seva Manase Karibe. So then, in Braje, mentally you serve Radha and Krishna. So while you're chanting the holy names, ultimately, of course, for this you have to be in purified consciousness. In the beginning, not possible. So this is a process. It's observing festivals. So if you do that, so then in the beginning, so one is not so able to do so, to be absorbed, but then we do festival and then we remember the festival. Oh, it's nice, right? Everyone looking forward for festival. Festival means fun. Because festival time, you don't go for shopping, right? Or you don't do some repair of, something is broken in the house. You don't do the repair of the house. Okay, tomorrow is festival, we do tomorrow. Some pipe, some light has to be fixed or something. Tomorrow is festival, you're busy. No buying sari, right, when there's festival. No time. No new iPhone. But we there and just hearing and chanting. We don't discuss the problems which are there in the temple or with other devotees or whatever. We just observe the festival and then we hear about Krishna, we serve Krishna. And in the end, Mahaprasadam. Everyone is looking for, right? Pujari is also ready to steal. Big, so many plates of Mahaprasad. He's bringing home Radha Bhakta? Yeah. So, like this, and then nice, eating Mahaprasad, and then taking rest. So we observe festival and we are happy. So when we do the festival nicely, and then after some time, every day is a festival. That is especially done in Hari Loke Mahotsavaha, in the Lord's abode, we can observe every day a festival. Especially in Golok. Every day is a festival. In Vaikuntha also, but it's not as much fun as in Golok. Ata Urjadaro Yata Padme, observing Urjavrata from Padma Purana. Urjavrata, you know? Kartik Vrat. Yeah. Yata Damadara Bhaktavatsala Vidito Janai, Tasyaham Tadrisho Masaha Svalpam Apyuruk Karakaha. Just as man knows that Damodar is affectionate to his devotee, the Damodar month is also affectionate to the devotee. Even a little service performed during that month yields great results. So in the life of a devotee, then everything is personal. So the month is personal, the seasons are there. Even the tithis. So you can see the elaborate Panchang, Vaishnav calendar of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, then just like for the names, the different names of the month are there, like Posh Mas, now in Posh Mas, or Kartik Mas, and so on. But then there's a name also given of the Lord, Damodar Mas, like Kartik Mas, and Posh Mas. Now after that Margashirsha is Keshav, and so on. Different names of the Lord. Even for the tithis, different names of the Lord are given to the tithis, so that so the remembrance of the Lord may be there. And there's like a Gadashi Devi is there, a personified deity is there of the day, of the month, or the season. Jiva Goswami's commentary. The month is affectionate just as Damodar is affectionate. Thus, a little service to Damodar becomes multiplied if performed during that month. And it is mentioned 1,000 times more beneficial in the month of Kartik than any other time. And if it is in a holy place, 1,000 times more than anywhere else. So 1,000 times 1,000 means 1,000,000. So you're fortunate to be here, right, in Braj, during the month of Kartik. Urukaraka means a person, in this case the month, who accepts something very small and makes it big. Like a person who feels extremely indebted and performs great actions for another person. So therefore in the month of Kartik, even if you just offer one ghee lamp in the evening, so Krishna, Damodar is so happy. Oh, he's offering a ghee lamp. The month is so happy, and there's a reciprocation. Therefore we can make more advancement in the month of Kartik. So sometimes also actually a grateful person is very, so is feeling adapted if somebody is doing something for him. That is a grateful person. Oh, this devotee did this seva for me, I should. Then he feels indebted, I should do something for him. So similarly, his month called Kartik month gives great benefit. It takes what is meager and makes it significant. Salpam Uru Karaka means the month of Damodar is a future giver of huge results for a little service. We do a little service, we get a lot of result. The formation of Salpam Uru Karaka instead of Salpasya in genitive case with Uru Karaka is according to the rule Akinor Bhavishyad Adhamarnyayo. Genitive case is forbidden for words related to verbal nouns ending in akka, karaka, or in which denote futurity or indebtedness. Panini. Panini is Sanskrit. So this is the great scholar Panini, so he wrote the Sanskrit book. And mostly the people in India, they learn from Panini's Sanskrit book. But the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they will learn from Jiva Goswami, Harinam Vyakaran, which is easier, and Krishna is in the center there. But others, they are learning from Panini, so that is the authorized or well-known Sanskrit book. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. Just as Damodar is known to be affectionate to the devotee, similarly the month of Damodar is affectionate and yields great results for little service. So many times the commentary is very similar, but sometimes a little difference is there. Taking the excuse of the little service as some sort of huge debt, the month generously wipes out the debt with great rewards. In the phrase Svalpamapi Uru Karakaha, the use of accusative case instead of genitive case is poetic license. So Sanskrit is is actually the most wonderful language. Where there is a little service, it can produce huge results. The word karakaha can be taken as karam, with verbs expressing possibility. Karam can have the meaning of an infinite form. There is a possibility to produce. Thus the phrase Uru Karakaha can mean is able to produce great benefits. The month of Damodar called Kartik month, being very affectionate to the devotees, is able to produce great benefits even by only a little service. Sri Kartik Maas ki, Sri Radha Damodar ki, Sachinandana Gaura Hari ki, Srila Rupa Goswami Pada ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Gurudeva ki. Any question? Yes.
For the limbs of devotion service, deity worship is important, or like to advance in bhakti, or can we go without that also?
No, deity worship is very important. There are the 5 most important limbs mentioned at the end, but even in between of the 64 angs are limbs. So Navavida Bhakti is explained. Shavanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Parasevanam, Archanam, deity worship is there. And besides this, if you count the 64 limbs, almost, well, maybe 35 refer to deity worship. Like it is mentioned, if you go to the temple, what do you have to do before entering the temple? You knock on the door or ring the bell, if it is there. So that refers to deity worship ultimately.
So if we are going to temple and tending aarti, we are doing deity worship, right?
That is deity worship, yeah, bowing down before the Lord, that is deity worship. Attending the aarti, glorifying or chanting some verses, that is deity worship already. Even though you may not be on the altar, but it's also part of deity worship, just being bowing down before the Lord.
So if some devotee is doing that, then if he is not doing personal deity worship, that's not required. If he is not able to do that.
If he's not able to do that, then no problem. If he goes to the temple at least. Yeah. But then he has to do some other things. Like most important is chanting the holy names, but then he should hear about Krishna. So that would be very important. And so 5 angas are there. So Dham Vas, Pritipurvak Murti Seva, Bhagavad Shravan, Sadhu Sang, so that has to be there. And the Nam Kirtan. If you're thinking, I just chant Hare Krishna, I'll be okay. But you will not be okay. But yeah, so you go to the temple and you offer obeisances to the Lord. And then you hear Harikatha and you associate with the devotees, then you can advance. Even if you don't have your personal deities, even if you are not directly worshipping the Lord. But you have to hear about the Lord.
And regarding that mood like Sakya, Dasya, Madhurya, do we have to particularly work on that, or it comes automatically, or it comes naturally when we do devotion service?
Yeah, to some extent it will come. That if you hear that you may feel that, that let me, and usually, well, like, it depends also on, for example, of the age. So usually like young boys, they will, because they're young boys, right? They think they like to hear about Krishna and Balaram, because they like to be with boys. Young boys are together. So then they like to hear about the young boys. Of course, when they were young, 10, 15, after 15, then they want to hear about the girls. And they're looking for the girls. So, but usually, but in young age, so the boys, they want to be with boys and they want to play with the boys, and then they think, well, we want to play with Krishna Balaram. And the girls want to be with girls, and they want to be with the Radharani. And they want to serve Radharani. And in the beginning, maybe like that. But then, as we progress in devotional life and one gets older, then it may change. And then when the consciousness becomes purified, then to some extent, some inclination may be there. But we have to cultivate that also. That inclination, by hearing about the pastimes of Krishna. Krishna's manam janam chasya nija prishtam samihitam tatta katara chasya. So you have to hear Krishna's manam janam chasya. So we hear about Krishna, Krishna's associates, and we discuss about their pastimes. That is to be there. So you have to cultivate that. So if you don't do that, then you may not be able to advance so much. If you just think I'm the servant of Krishna, who is the Supreme Lord, I'm the servant. And then you cannot advance so much, but you have to then hear about the associates of the Lord. That has to be there. So you have to some extent it will naturally come, but then you have to cultivate also. And otherwise you will not be able to advance. So some endeavor has to be there in that direction. Then you become more purified. And because the thing is that the material energy is very strong. It's like you have been to Badrinath or Kedarnath?
Yes.
Yeah. Going with the car or with the bus? Bus, okay, it's going up, right? Sometimes a little steep.
Yeah, very steep.
So you know how to drive? Okay, there's a gas pedal, right? You have to push it down, right?
Yeah.
If you take it off the foot, what will happen? You go back down, right? So you have to keep pushing the gas pedal, and then you can move forwards. If you leave it, then the car will slow down. And if it is uphill, then it will go backwards. I've put the brake, so you're not going backwards too much, right? So you have to go forward. You have to go forward. If you're not trying to go forward, then you will stagnate. You'll be on the same place, or even you go down, because it is uphill. Bhakti, going to the top. Bhav Bhakti, Prema Bhakti, from Shraddha to Prem. Like it is, from down to up, right? Even sometimes the stages, the steps are there. So you're going up. So if you're not endeavoring to go up, you may stagnate or you may go down if you're not careful. And the modes of material nature are there. If you're not in Sattva-gun, then you're in Rajagun and Tamagun, and Rajagun and Tamagun will pull you down. You'll go down. So you have to try to go up, you have to try to advance. Then you're okay. If not, then you're in the same place, so you go down. And that is actually a reality, and that we have seen also. If you hear and see around, so those things are happening. So you have to endeavor, and then you get the mercy, but then you have to endeavor. It's not just mercy, but you have to endeavor also. Like the cat is not doing anything. The kitten, so the mother is taking by the neck. So from one point of view, Krishna is taking us by the neck also, and our Guru. At the same time, you have to be also like the monkey baby, holding the mother. And if the monkey baby is not holding the mother, it will be down, and the mother is just moving ahead. So you have to hold the lotus feet of Guru and Gauranga and Krishna. So both has to be there. We're depending on Krishna and the mercy of Krishna, but then we have to endeavor also, and you have to hold on. So both have to be there. Okay. Anything else? Hare Krishna.